All right. Did McDougall change his mind and is now talking about portion control? I don't know. Let's look into this. I also want to show a couple other McDougall videos. I have been talking about McDougall quite a bit lately because he contradicts himself quite often. The camera and I. All right, so let's get started. So simplicity is the key. Not many of us have time for extensive recipes with lots of ingredients. Making sure you get in your superfood I think he's saying something against superfoods, tracking calories, or controlling portions. So somebody sent me this. I read it. They read it. We kind of rage quit. And then I came back and read it again. And the way it's worded is kind of funky. But I think what he's saying here is that you don't have to do it. So simplicity is key. Not many of us have time for extensive recipes with lots of ingredients. Making sure you get in your superfoods and tracking calories or controlling portions. All you need are a couple of go-to meals that truly enjoy, and then you truly enjoy to be successful. Okay, sorry, can't read. And let's go down on here. Some of our favorite tips. Keep it simple. Eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. Choose healthy foods that you already love. What are some of your favorite meals that help you stay on track? So it does actually sound like he's saying that you can eat what do you want. A lot of people have been talking about the maximum weight loss in my comment section. So I'm actually going to watch one of my old videos with Mr. Ryan here. Let's get started.
Wishing he never had written the book Maximum Weight, Dr. McDougall.
You could definitely tell this is one of my earlier videos. Because it's not great, but here we go.
Loss, or I think that's what the book is called. I actually own the book. Oh, I'm
here I am.
Video. I actually own the book on audio. It's a decent book, but it does make you kind of paranoid.
I didn't put the video in here. Damn it! All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause this.
There are times when I wish I'd never written the Maximum Weight Loss book.
There you go. People keep asking me about that. Here he is. Not my hearsay or whatever. This is actually the guy that wrote the book saying, and there's so many times that I've seen him say this. Stupidly, I haven't saved those things in my save list or whatever. Otherwise, I would probably just put an entire montage. So whenever the next time that I see videos like this, I'm going to literally bookmark every single one of them. I'm just going to do an entire montage of him saying he wishes he never wrote the Maximum Weight Loss. He also did an interview with High Carb Hannah years ago, like 9 years ago, and it's not on her channel. So she took it down, but it was on her channel, and I did a video with it in there. I'm trying to figure out the title. Unfortunately, some of my titles are really stupid. And they don't give me a whole lot of information. So anyway, let's get back to it.
What they call nutrient-dense diets. And they try and get you to survive on these very low-calorie foods like broccoli and cauliflower and lettuce and celery and so on. And very quickly you give up and you say this is unsustainable. Well, it is unsustainable.
You start binging like crazy. And people come into my comment section and my DMs and keep telling me about how I got to restrict calories, and it ain't going to happen. I'd rather have energy. The weight eventually will come off. If I wanted to just get super lean, I would stop saying I want to do raw vegan and I would just do raw vegan. But at night, I just don't want raw vegan. I just don't want to do it. So, the weight will come off when the weight comes off. Now, I think one huge aspect is exercise of some kind, but not like a lot. Not overboard like I've done sometimes in the past with riding 200 miles a week, 250 miles a week or whatever. Exercise is definitely somewhat necessary, But I think everything else, consistency wise, you know, you got to have consistent diet. This is why McDougall says to pick, you know, certain things that you really like and just run, you know, those. And 100% water. Like I know you can increase your metabolism something like 30% just by drinking enough water and sleep and different things. And when you don't get that, then you're just not going to lose weight no matter what you do.
Sustainable. You must have the starch as the center part of your meal. And, you know, when people ask, well, how much? My answer is, well, look at your plate. And about 90% of what you see should be starch, like corn and potatoes and so on.
That is the mix that you're going to have to figure out. You know, that is the mix that you are going to have to figure out. You know, otherwise it's just not going to work for you. What am I doing? 1 second.
The message that I try and get people to think of.
Now, I know I've shown this video 5,000 times, but here we go.
Health. And that diet is
man, that sounds rough,
starch,
boy.
like rice or potatoes.
VCR skills.
Corn, taro, with vegetables and fruits. And you know something? In about 10 days, we get almost everybody off of blood pressure pills, diabetic medications, heart medications, and they've lost a considerable amount of weight in that period of time.
Who knows? Anyway, let's get to the meat and potatoes here.
Red, delicious marinara sauce. I mean, how could you ask for anything?
How could you ask for anything better?
The rest of your order.
Okay, maybe I did order a little too much. But you know, even if I ate all this, it's not going to do me any harm.
There you go.
If you're not a vegetarian,
I know I keep showing this.
Eating like
why is this not
for
stopping?
Just one evening.
I know I keep showing this. I know I do. I know I keep showing this, but this starvation thing has got to go. Like it has got to go. You've got to stop thinking starvation nation or trying to fill your entire gut with broccoli or a cauliflower and wondering why you could blow up your entire house with all the gas you got. It just doesn't work. Your weight loss might be a little slower than you like. Maybe try adding some walking. Maybe try adding some cycling. Maybe try, I don't know. If you're with people, do sex. I mean, just try some kind of form of exercise and make sure you get sleep. The hydration thing is so huge. When I'm not hydrated, I don't lose weight. I don't think anybody really loses that amount of weight that they want to if they're not hydrated. And one of the problems that you see is, let me get back to it. I'll be right back. When you aren't hydrated, this McDougall is what you look like. Back in the day, it takes a long time for the hydration to really start looking like bad on your body, right? Like you see it in your face, your body. He does not talk about hydration. He does not put a lot of emphasis on hydration. And I think that's one of the biggest things, the issues with his diet. And I'm wondering, matter of fact, if that isn't why the maximum weight loss isn't so effective, is because there's actually water in some of the stuff like the cabbage, the broccoli, the cauliflower, whatever else, other vegetables that you're using. A lot of those places, like if you watch the Mommy Vegan, she makes a lot of soups. There's a lot of water in that. And I'm wondering if the water is just the key to this whole thing. When I did the interview with the twins, I don't even know if this was on camera, if this was off camera, but they were talking about hydration, like really, like a lot about hydration, and that they weren't losing weight when they weren't hydrated. They went to the point of actually peeing in a mason jar and seeing if that was clear. Easier for dudes, but you know, you get the point. So there's other aspects of the diet. Everybody thinks it's food, but they might be sleeping an hour a day. They might be sleeping 10 hours a day, but it's all terrible. You know, it's just, there's so many different variables. That's the video. Hopefully this helps you somewhat. You know, just look into this stuff. You know, the starvation thing, everybody wants instant results. And if you're 500 pounds, you're probably going to get instant results real quick. If you're doing starch solution, if you're doing raw vegan, if you're doing raw till 4, if you're doing raw till dinner, if you're doing raw till whatever. But there's going to come a point, and I unfortunately am there, that it's going to slow down and you might have these peaks and valleys, and then you start going off track, and that's when everything blows up. That's the point of the video. Don't go off track. Just keep on keeping on. Make sure your energy is well. Make sure your health is getting better. Make sure you're functioning better. If you're hydrated enough, you should actually move really good. You should, hydration allows you to move better. If you're all rickety and crickety and crackety and whatever, and you can't operate, your hydration is definitely low. Some people find it better to add salt into their diet. Some people find it better to remove salt from their diet. The salt, really, you're going to have to play around that for yourself. The sugar, here again with the sugar, I have noticed a real problem with digesting of the super granulated sugar that you like what we would call table sugar. But if I get the Florida crystals or the organic sugar, I don't have the issue. If I add dates, I don't have the issue of bloating and not being able to be hydrated. But if you have this other type of sugar, which luckily I'm almost out of, I think I've only got 15 pounds of it left. And if I ever were to buy sugar again, it would be the organic sugar or the Florida crystals. Hopefully in bulk too. I hate buying in little bags because I just, the less waste, the better. But anyway, questions, comments, concerns, whatever, down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.